From La Prairie. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister divides people. We saw it with his advisor against Islamophobia. He wanted to divide Quebecers and Canadians by supporting, once again, Quebec bashing. We see it again at the Official Languages Committee, where he sends his West Island MPs to bat against the protection of French. He wants to divide Quebecers by misinforming about the Charter of the French language. Mr. Speaker, the role of a Prime Minister is not to divide people. Is his government going to call to order these federal members who are saying false things and tell them that this is enough? The Honourable Minister of Canadian Heritage. Mr. Speaker, the Bloc was born to divide. That's their main objective. And here we're talking about a bill that will allow workers to work in French, and they're voting against it. A piece of legislation that will guarantee services in French, they're against it. More for French in Quebec and outside, they're going to vote against it. So when we talk about French and defending it, the Bloc are talking about out of both sides of their mouth. The Honourable Member. The dispute is within his Quebec caucus and not at the Bloc. La Bresse said this morning the smoke and mirrors used by some of his colleagues is shameful. Montreal does not have a monopoly on language policy in Canada. Disinformation has no place in this debate. These are fair statements. How come it takes a member from Ontario to publish such things? How come we have not heard a single denunciation from a Quebec MP in the Liberal Party? Where are the Premier and his Quebec lieutenant when their colleagues are dragging the French language charter through the mud? The Honourable Minister of Official Languages. Mr. Speaker, order. Order. The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, we are the first government to recognize the French fact across the country, including in Quebec. We take our responsibility and have tabled a bill that has teeth to make sure that we do our fair share to protect French across our country, including in Quebec. Mr. Speaker, our government wants to do its fair share, and I hope that we will see a bill adopted as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Vancouver Kingsway.
Today's Health Summit, Canadians need this Prime Minister to champion public health care and stand against private for-profit delivery. Yeah, right. Privatization is not innovation. Yeah. It drains workers from our public system, costs more, and allows queue jumping for the rich. It will make the crisis worse. Yes. Real innovation is better support for health professionals, shorter wait times in our hospitals, and access to care based on need. Will this Prime Minister assure Canadians that additional public dollars will go to public health care? Yeah.